Honored and privileged. We just heard these women up here brag on her, and I know she has a word from the Lord. She knows the word. She went to Bible college and was one of the few students that was in the last classes that my dad got to teach, which was super cool. And I never wanted to go to his classes, and now I'm like, dang it, I should have gone to his classes. And but I'm just telling you, she's got so much of the Word of God in her and so much wisdom, and she's about to release it on us. Are you ready? Come on, will you give a big hand for Pastor Pam as she comes and she shares?
Hey, boo. I am not going to make this message about my good-looking husband. I am truly blessed, and I always take it as an honor. Am I too loud? I'm always loud. But I always take it as an honor to be able to speak God's word, to be able to speak to women, to be able to speak to people, to speak of the goodness of God. I always take that as an honor, and I always take it very seriously. So, welcome. So, I'm going to get you all out of here for lunch, so don't worry. Don't worry, the restaurants will remain open. So, everyone knows here that I work at the post office for now, okay? I've been there for 30 years, and at the post office, we are on a time crunch. It's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Like you only have a certain amount of time to deliver your route. They actually have GPS on our scanners. So they know when we've been at Tom Thumb or Circle K for too long, and they'll send us a text message. They know when we move backwards. Like, they know everything that we're doing because of our scanners. So most recently, I was running late. I left the office late. And so I'm getting up to the intersection of Fairfield and Mobile Highway. And so, I'm in the left-hand lane. I'm the second vehicle in line. So it's a red light, so I'm waiting for our arrow. I'm the second vehicle in my mail truck in line on a time crunch. So the light turns green. There's a green arrow. So the car in front of me is not moving. But it's okay because they probably see something I don't see. And so a few more seconds go by. And they're still not moving. And by this time, I know I have got to hurry up and get on my route and get started. More time goes by. Now, if I was in my personal vehicle, I would have laid on the horn. But I'm in a government vehicle that has the numbers on top, and people will report me if I do that. So I didn't, right? So I'm just like, because I'm hoping that they would see me in the rearview mirror, and I'm hoping that it's not somebody that's going to come visit Jubilee and recognize me. And so I'm like this, right? And so now this car that's in front of me has taken so long that now the light has turned from green to yellow, back to red. So this car has been sitting there idle the whole time. I have places to go. I have people's mail to deliver. Everybody wants their income tax check. Everybody wants their publisher's clearinghouse, right? So I have places to go, and so now my time has been slighted at least 3 or 4 minutes because of this person who was in front of me who had the green light to go. Green light means permission. Green light means proceed. Green light means go, lady, go. And yet this woman did not go. Now, I couldn't see her face. I was hoping she could see my face. I don't know if she did. I haven't had anybody call in reporting or anything like that. But I'm like, she literally just sat there. She wasted time. She wasted my time. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And I couldn't go because the person in front of me who had permission to go did not go when they had the green light. So those of you all who are taking notes, because I'm sure that we're all copious note takers, the name of my message is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I'm like, there was no ambulance. There was no fire truck. There was nobody on the bicycle. Tim Fox wasn't riding by. None of that was going on, right? And so, you start thinking, okay, well, what could have held her up? What was the holdup? So I'm going to turn it around and ask you all the same question that I had to ask myself. If you have permission to go, if you have the green light, what could be holding you up? Some of the things that we talked about, that they talked about on the panel, I'm so proud of these ladies. I'm so proud of all of you all, is the fear of failure. Like, in our lives, what if I go forward and I fail? What happens if I don't do it right? What happens if I'm such a perfectionist that it has to be done exactly the way that I said that it needs to be because I'm a control freak? Not me. I'm just talking about the driver. What happens if I move forward and I'm rejected? What happens if God has given me the green light to do something and people don't like me for it? Or people talk about me? What happens if the green light is there and I'm looking around, I'm trying to analyze everything. I'm sitting here idle, and so now I have analysis paralysis because I'm looking around, and I'm not going anywhere. There could be distractions in my life. There could be distractions in your life that can keep you from going forward when you have that green light to go. You need the perfect timing. Oh, it has to be the right time. I have to hear from God. God has already told you to go. It's right there in front of you. He's already put up a green light for you. What if I can't go forward because I have a failed marriage? Because now I have this stigma on me because I have a failed marriage. And I can't go forward in ministry because I feel like I need a spouse to go forth in ministry. When God told me to go forward in ministry, but I feel like, okay, I'm going to disqualify myself. What if one of the reasons is because I've been abandoned? I've just been let go, just kicked to the curb. In the words of Pastor Nolene, just kicked to the curb. What if I feel like I'm too old or I'm too young? Or what if I'm not moving forward when God has given me a green light because I've never seen anybody else do it? I've never seen anybody succeed by going forward. So now I'm scared because I don't know what to expect. Pastor Angela talked about this last night about the children of Israel. I'm going to pick up from there, okay? Sometimes if you hear something once, twice, 3 times, ladies, it's because God wants you to hear it. One of the quotes my husband always says is, it's always better to hit one nail 5 times instead of 5 nails once. So we're going to get it in today, all right? Y'all with me? Energy, people, energy. Deuteronomy 1, I'm just going to read a couple of verses from that, 6 through 8. That's Deuteronomy 1, 6 through 8 for you note takers. The Lord our God spoke to us in Horeb, saying, You have dwelt long enough at this mountain. Turn and take your journey and go to the mountains of the Amorites, to all the neighboring places in the plain, in the mountains, and in the lowland. and the south and on the sea coast to the land of the Canaanites and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. See, I have set the land before you, so stay still. I'm sorry. See, I have set the land before you, so remain stuck. See, I have set the land before you, so remain idle. No. See, I have set the land before you. Go and possess the land, which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to give to them and their descendants after them. Go. God is telling you to go. When God is telling you to go, God sees up ahead, and he knows what he has in store for you. But you, from your tiny, minuscule perspective and comparisons to God, you can only see what's before you. And you're too scared to move forward when God tells you to go. You're too scared to take that next step. You're too scared to just put your foot on the gas and just go. And trust that God is who he says he is and that he has you every step of the way. See, right here, Moses is not talking to the generation of those that were in the wilderness. He's talking to the next generation. He's talking to their children. This is the next generation now. You remember that when he led the children out of Israel, because of their disobedience, because of their lack of faith, they were doomed to have to wander for 40 years. So this generation that he is talking to are children that were born and raised in the wilderness. Okay, are you all with me? So it's not the parents, it's the children that he's speaking to. And as a matter of fact, this is what Deuteronomy means. Deuteronomy means twice. Deutero means twice. Nomos means the law. So Deuteronomy is just a law said twice. Okay? I just wanted to throw that in there. Because I went to Jubilee Christian International Bible College. And I just wanted to throw that in there. And so because now Moses is getting ready to die, Moses will not be able to see the promised land. Jubilee, 2019 is a year of, are we going to see God's promises? The only way we're going to see God's promises is if we move forward. If we move forward, that's how we're going to see his promises. So right here, Moses is basically writing his farewell address because he won't be able to step into the promised land. So he begins the book of Deuteronomy talking to the children, and what he's saying is like, look, I'm talking to you, this new generation. Don't get stuck. Don't do what your parents did. I need to let you know, before you move forward, what not to do. I'm trying to pour into you. I am trying to let you know not to follow the same routine that your parents did. You all are a new generation. And I want to let you all know this is not a slam against anybody's parents, because you know what? When you're a teenager, your parents don't know anything. And then you grow up and you have kids, and then the teenagers say the same thing about you. You don't know anything, okay? So this is something that he's saying to the children of those that were in the wilderness. He's like, don't make that mistake. You have the opportunity to take the next step. You have the opportunity to move forward. You have the opportunity to do something that your parents were not able to do. Moses is saying to this new generation, this is where your parents got stuck. This cycle is where your parents got stuck. For 40 years. 40 years is the number of testing and trials. This is what your parents did for 40 years. Today is the day to break the cycle. To break the cycle. Today is the day to move forward, to move past what you have seen your parents do. It's a day to just step forward and do something more. We all want better for our kids, don't we? We all want them to do better than what we've done in life. And today's the day for this. And I'm just wondering if there's anybody here other than myself that can relate to this. It's like, okay, my parents weren't married when I was born. So how am I supposed to know what a godly marriage is supposed to look like? I didn't see it modeled in my home. Or what if my parents were married when I was born, but my parents got divorced? So now any relationship that comes my way, I intentionally sabotage it because I don't want it to lead to marriage, which may lead to divorce, because that's what I saw in my home. What if I'm graduating high school and I want to go to college, but my parents didn't go, so I don't know what that looks like. My jacked up parents never sought out counseling, so why should I? What happens in this house? So I'm just going to remain a whole emotional bag of just wayward emotions. This is as far as my parents got. I don't know what it looks like after this point, so I'm scared to move forward. Am I talking to anyone? Or maybe this message is just for me because I'm right here at the altar, so, I can answer my own call. But you should always continue to go forward. Go where God leads you to go. Where He has given you permission to go, that's where you go. Every part of the Exodus, God is saying to the nation of Israel, come follow me. Come forward. Don't remain here in Egypt. Come forward, come follow me. No, that slave identity that has been put on you, no. Come forward, come with me. Those old mindsets that you had, no, come forward, God is saying. Come to me. Don't get stuck. Move. Move, people. Move. Let's not remain there. When God provided the fire by night and the cloud by day, what was it for? Just there? No. For us to follow, to move, to go, to take one step in front of the other. God has prepared the way, but we're scared. You know why we're scared? Because we listen to our own voice. We don't listen to the voice of our Father. We listen to ourselves, and that's where fear comes in. Faith is listening to what God says about you and actually putting some action with it and moving. Now, Moses, who cannot take the next step, is now talking to this generation of children that he led out of Egypt. And again, he's saying, please don't make the same mistakes that your parents have made. Take the next step. He's saying what God has promised is still available to you. And even if it's not mistakes of your parents, but God has made a promise in your lineage, you still have the opportunity to move forward and get what God has said. He's a generational God. We know that. He's a generational God. You are not supposed to live in this wilderness forever. In other words, you have not attained all that God has for you. So take the next step. I love listening to my sister preach. I love listening to what she gives forth. But last night, it was so hard listening to her because she looked so much like her dad last night. So it was so hard for me to listen to her. And I told her that. And I told my husband, I can't even focus on what she's saying. I know she said something about God. That's all I know. But she just looked so much like her dad that it was just blowing my mind. And so when I was doing this message, and I'm like, what was promised to your dad. It's still there for you, Angela. It's still there for you, Len. It's still there. But we have got to keep forward. We have got to keep moving. It is there. It is waiting for us. We cannot get stuck. We cannot look to see what's in front of us. We have got to move forward because the promises for your dad is a promise for you all, and it's a promise for all of us. So we are not going to stay stuck. We are going to move. God has given us a green light to move forward, and we're going to go. Mama B, that's for you too. That's for you too. You are this foundation here. You will be able to see this. Your children are going to see what you have laid down, what you have sacrificed. It will be seen. This is a word for all of us. Y'all better grab it. Y'all better grab it. Anyone that is connected to these promises, it's for you. It's not a coincidence that I'm talking after the connect groups. We mean what we say when we talk about staying connected and getting connected. I want to be part of that blessing, don't you? When somebody is blessed, I want to be part of it. That means God's in the neighborhood of blessings, right? So you better go grab it. Come on. Go. Go. Come on, people, go. Don't go yet. I have 3 short points, and then I'm going to get you all out of here, okay? 3 things, that's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Y'all, that's my sister right there. She said, take your time. 3 things that you have to do to take the next step. You see, Moses could only look over and see the promised land. I believe that it was Mountain Pisgah or something like that. He can only stand there and look to see the promised land. It's Joshua's leading that actually moves forward and steps into it. And Joshua 1, I'm going to read a couple of scriptures there. I'm reading out of the NIV. Joshua 1. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun. Moses' aide. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I'm about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Now, Moses is dead, right? That's what it said in verse 1. After the death of Moses the servant. Moses is dead. Not only is Moses dead and buried. So God is coming to Joshua, and he says to Joshua, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, normally when we hear God speak, we're thinking, oh, God is giving us a great revelation. God was not saying, beep, 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 newsflash. Moses, my servant, is dead. What God was doing, he wasn't giving Joshua information. He was trying to get there to be a separation from Joshua and Moses. From a living thing to a dead thing. He was trying to separate who Moses was to you so that you can move forward. He was trying to separate the past so that you can move forward into the future. Okay, are you all with me? Not only was Moses dead, they don't even know where he's buried. Do you want to know why? Because if these people knew where Moses was buried, they would set up a memorial. They would go back. They would be like, oh, that Moses. And when you're going back, you're not moving forward. You're not moving forward to where God has you going. So he's trying to cause this separation because you can't bring the old in with the new. So it's not like he's saying, God, it's not like God is saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. He's like, Joshua, Moses, my servant, is dead. How long are you going to weep for him? How long are you going to stay here? How long are you going to stay in this barren place? You've got to let go of yesterday so that you can move forward to today. There's got to be a separation so you can take the next step. I can't take the next step while I'm still holding on to the past. I can't take the next step because I have all of these issues back here. I can't take the next step because it's weighing me down. God's wanting me to come with my hands open so that I can receive what he has for me, not with my hands reaching back. You can't start the next chapter of your life by rereading the last chapter. And she turned the page and moved forward. There has got to be a separation. You've got to let go of the past to move forward, to grab the future. That's why letting go of the old to grab the new is your first step to moving forward. Get to stepping. Everybody say that. Get to stepping. Say it to the person next to you like you mean it. Get to stepping. You need to remind them of that all throughout the get to stepping. You having that pity party, having a buffet for yourself at your own pity party. You better get to stepping. Oh, boys trying to be in your DM. You better get to stepping. That wasn't even in my notes. I hope I could say that. Am I in trouble for saying that, Bakari and Amber? You better get to stepping. This is what you have to do, ladies. You have to let go of your history. You have to let go of what was so that you can grab a hold of your destiny. God is handing it right there to you. He's handing it right there to you, but you got to let go of your history. Don't make a memorial there. I really believe that we sincerely want the new, but it's hard to let go of the old. It's like our security blanket. It's like our fuzzy security blanket that we're scared to let go of. You can't have a Moses and a Joshua leading. You can't have the promised land and Egypt at the same time. You can't have the death of one marriage into the life of a new marriage. You cannot stay where you are and move forward with God at the same time. Something has got to go. So I'm asking you all, how long are you going to weep over the past? I'm waiting 7 seconds. How long are you going to weep over the past? In Deuteronomy, God told these children of Israel, he's like, I'm going to give you 30 days. Y'all have 30 days. Now, I'm not telling you all whatever you're going through. I really hate that I have to say this because somebody will be like, Pastor Pam said I only needed 30 days to weep. Come on, people. Y'all are the serious folk because y'all are here in the morning. But how long are you going to weep over what was? How long are you going to be in denial of what happened, of who left you, of who rejected you, who abandoned you? How long are you going to weep over that? It's the same old same. We're all tired of hearing it. Give us a new testimony. What is God doing in your life? Tell us that I let go of the pain that was left here. I let go of my dad leaving me. I let go of my mom leaving me. I let go of that joker who left me for that heifer. I'm going to go back to my notes and I'm not going to look over here. Oh, that just came out of nowhere. Woo! Heifers in the Bible, they sacrifice them. In all seriousness, ladies, What things of the past are you holding on to that you can't take into your future? Or what are you holding on to? Self-image? Look in the mirror and see Jesus. What are you holding on to? The what ifs? What about the what if ain't? Come on. We all know that our God is the Alpha and He's the Omega. Beth, come here. I'm going to use you, Beth, because you want it to be seen. Come on up. Now, just for this illustration, this is not blasphemy or anything like this, but just for this illustration, this is Beth. Everybody says hi, Beth. Beth wants to be connected with everybody. Just for this illustration, God is the Alpha, who was there before, and He's the Omega, which means that He's so far up ahead that you can't even see Him. Okay? I'm going to be God, just for this, okay? We've seen the shack, so anyway. So I'm like, come on. Come forward. Come on, come to me. Come to me. I have so much for you. I have so much in store for you. You see, before you were born, I had your purpose right here in the palm of my hand. And around that purpose, I fashioned you. I make no mistakes. I knew exactly what I was doing when I created you, and I know the plans that I have for you. So come on. Come on. I've given you my word. Come on. Come on. Now, God is saying that to all of us. He's saying that to all of us. But what happens when Beth's like, I'm not going to believe his word? Because there's something in her past that she was so used to, that she was so stuck to. Now, who has she turned her back to? Who do you turn your back to? Who do you turn your back to? When you do that, when you go back to the past, when you reach back to the past, when you reach back to something that God told you to leave at the altar, what happens when you go back to that? And you turn your back to God, and God is giving you a flashing green light saying, come to me, come to me, come to me. And you turn your back to God. Listen, if I'm not talking to anybody, I'm talking to me. I've been there, I've done that, and I got the t-shirt. Thank you, Beth. But what I said, that's what God says about you. That's what God says about you. Amen. Y'all give her a hand. Verse 2. Moses, my servant, is dead. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. That means to Joshua, everywhere that he sets his foot, that's his. Everywhere that he goes, that's his. God didn't say that you will follow in Moses' footsteps. Where's Moses' footsteps? Back here. We know what happened. Moses is dead. Moses, my servant, is dead. God did not tell Joshua to walk in his footsteps. See, that path that you're making, that's coming from what you're doing by you moving forward. That's coming from you giving that rejection to God and moving forward. That's coming from you getting rid of that abandonment issues and moving forward and giving it to God. You are creating your own path. And your path is not going to look like the person sitting right next to you. Do you know another reason why you can be stuck at that green light? Because you're too busy looking at what she has. But that's what I want. That should be for me. So now I'm comparing me to her. Do you know what that sounds like to God? It sounds like you're saying, hey, God, when you created me, when you formed me, and when you fashioned me, you made a mistake. You gave to her what you should have given to me. Because you see, I'm so busy looking over here at her strengths, at her blessings, at the things that she has, that I'm looking past my own strengths, my own blessings, what God has given to me, because I'm so focused looking at what she has. And so I'm sitting at the green light, idle, not moving, stuck. Do you know what comparison is? It's the kiss of death. It's the kiss of death. It is a thief of joy. And we're sitting in a room full of women that at one time or another has compared themselves to one another. All right, I'm just talking to me because y'all are just so holy. Get to stepping. Say it to your neighbor. Get to stepping. Get to stepping. Listen, I'm going to need you all to say it like you got a head full of weed. You better get to stepping. The second step towards getting somewhere is to change your address. Just decide you're not going to live there anymore. Just decide I'm not going to live here in this pity party. I'm not going to live here in this woe is me thing. I'm going to change my address. I'm going to move forward. Listen, don't even forward my mail, because where I'm going, I don't need what's back here. God got something brand new for me. That's your step 2, changing your address and moving forward. Declaring, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to spend any more time here. This is my last day here. So step 1, let go of what you can't take with you. Step 2, change your address, decide that you're not going to stay here anymore. Step 3, see yourself differently. See yourself differently. In verse 5, it says, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. You see, for the last 40 years, Joshua was Moses' understudy. He was his aide. He was his behind-the-scene guy. He was the one that was over here. He wasn't out front. For 40 years, that's who he was. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to be an understudy, or a bad thing to be a mentee, or a bad thing to be someone who's getting discipled. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there comes a time in your life where things around you change. And if you continue to see yourself as an understudy, as an aide, as somebody in the background, and everything else around you has changed, you're going to miss your season. That's why you're out there at the green light. You're like, but this is all I've known. For 40 years, this is all I've known. So why would it change now? All I know is how to be in the background. All I know is how to be a wallflower. That's all I know. But don't let the seasons around you change when God is telling you to move forward. You need to see yourself differently. When you don't know your value, when you think that you're only at this place and that the best I can do is be an aide or an understudy, when the season has shifted, you will miss it. And then you'll be like, but God. And God's like, I gave you the green light. I can imagine God doing that. I gave you the green light. When you don't know your value, it's easy to recognize the greatness in other people, overlooking the greatness that God has placed on the inside of you. And you're so concerned about how He blessed la-di-da-di and everybody. What you don't realize is that God may be using your journey. He may be using all those things that you have gone through. He could be using that as a testimony as to who he is, as to giving him glory. So when you're asking God, why me? Why me? Why did I have to go through this? Why did he leave me? Why did I lose a job? Why? But then on Sundays, you're at the altar and you're like, God, use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. And then on Monday, but why? Why? And God is saying, why not? God is saying, because I know that on the inside of you, I have placed a voice and you will make my glory known. You will be able to tell other ladies what you have gone through, what you have persevered through, how you became unstuck, how you didn't stay there at that green light, how you move forward, and that is what will give God the glory. How you live your life, just you taking one step after the other step. Take a step. Oh, God's with me? Okay, I'm going to take another one. Oh, he's with me. Okay, I'm taking another one. He's with me. I don't know why I'm doing these exaggerated marches like an usher. But anyway. But he wants to make himself known. I know that it's getting late. I know. God is so good. He's so good. He really is. He's just a good God. I think if anything, I'm just talking about places where I've been stuck. You know? Can I be honest? Can I be in Amity Connect group and just be honest? You know, I married into an already established family and ministry. And I'm like, I just wanted to be his wife. I wasn't trying to be the pastor's wife. I was just happy to be his wife, you know? I didn't know what all that entailed. I didn't know that I was going to have all these false expectations. I didn't know all these people were going to be expecting me to dress a certain way and say something the right way and wear makeup all the time. I didn't know all that was going to be expected of me. I didn't know. But what if they don't like me? What if they don't? I'm going to keep moving. Because you see, other people's opinions, they mean something to me. They really do. If somebody says I've done them wrong, or I've said something wrong, or I've looked at them the wrong way, I wish that they would talk to me because I'll be like, no, trust me. I get in this zone, and I don't even realize it. Take the time to talk to me because what you have to say about me matters, but it's not going to shape my day. Okay? I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep moving. But I believe as women that coming together and linking arms, that's what we have to do. We have to be able to say the real stuff. We have to be able to say the true stuff. Man, I don't know how my husband does it. Oop, there I go comparing. Oop, we're one. So here we go. I just saved that one. Y'all just stand with me. Y'all just stand with me. Come on, up, stand up. It's in action. Energy. Let me tell you about a really quick story while you're standing and your stomach is growling. I have 2 Connect groups, and I don't feed them. I probably should have snacks for them. But these women come hungry. When they come to the groups, I'm telling you, they come with a thesaurus, a book, a pen, Bible. They're ready to go. They don't care about food. So I'm like, that saves me money. But one of the ladies, I'm going to cry. One of the ladies that I have the honor of pouring into her life, she said to me one time, because, I thought I was getting all into her grill and how she was living her life, which was good, but, just asking important questions. And she said to me, she goes, Pastor Pam, I've been around the world with you. Been to Arkansas, which is part of the world. Africa, churches in town. And she said, I've heard the words that have been spoken over you. And my question to you, Pastor Pam, is when are you going to move forward so I can move? What do you do when you hear that? That's the kind of truth that goes on in these connect groups. What do you do when someone that you're connected to is saying to you, when are you going to move forward so I can move? I've heard the words. I know your heart. I've seen you. I've heard you. When are you going to move forward? Now, am I someone special? I am to God and my husband. But every single woman in here, you have someone who is watching you. You have someone that is connected to you. You have someone that is waiting for you to move forward so that they can move forward. Now, am I trying to put pressure on you? If it's pressure, that's between you and God. I'm just saying, you cannot stay stagnant. You cannot remain idle. You cannot remain stuck. Because if you remember at the beginning of my message, I was talking about how I was the second car. And I'm waiting for this first car to move forward so I can go. And then when this young lady said this, I realized I could very well be that person in the first car. God has given me permission. God has given me words. God has given you permission. God has given you words. God has given you a green light. And he's saying, move forward. There are women behind you that are connected to you that need to move forward. I'm going to tell you just as an act of your faith, I'm going to ask all of you all to come down here. I'm going to ask all of you all to come down here. Fly if you have to. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But make some action to move forward. To say today, I'm not going to be stuck anymore. To say today, I'm not going to remain idle anymore. To say today, I am going to move. I am going to do something. I'm not going to do the same old, and expect to get the same results. I'm going to move in the things of God. I'm going to leave the past here. I'm going to leave my history here. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to get my destiny. I'm going to get what God has for me. I'm going to get to step in. Act of surrender. Act of surrender. Also the posture of a victory. Because I've made this declaration that I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward. God, what do you have for me? I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward. You know, there's a lot of times that we feel like we need to wait on God. We need to wait on him. God, come on, hurry, hurry. God, I'm waiting on you. And you know what God has shown me? That you need to be waiting upon the Lord. God, what can I do for you? God, what do you have for me? What do you need me to do for you? Because you see, as I'm waiting upon the Lord, I'm moving forward. I'm moving where he tells me to move. I go where he tells me to go. I say what he tells me to say because I'm waiting upon him. God, what can I do for you? My selfishness, come on, God, come on, let's go. Hurry, hurry, hurry. My convenience store prophecy, hurry up, I need to make it happen. God, Lord, right now in this sanctuary, Lord, with your daughters, Lord, with your daughters that have made that declaration that they are moving forward. They're moving forward to you. They're moving forward to the things that you have. That right here at this moment, there is weights that are falling off. There's the past that has been holding on for so long that you've given it a name. And I'm saying today that it has to go. The shame of the past, it has got to go. It has got to stay here. You can't take shame where you're going with God. God is changing that shame. He is exchanging that shame. And He's giving you something so beautiful and so glorious that is just for you. The past is the past. The past is the past. Let it go. 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 When are you going to move forward? When are you going to move forward in the things of God? Can I point fingers? I'm going to point fingers. When are you going to start writing the book? When are you going to start doing that? When are you going to start speaking life into your marriage? When are you going to start doing that? When are you going to move forward? I'm going to point fingers because we're moving forward. Your sweet presence, Jesus. Your sweet, sweet presence, Lord. Your sweet presence, Lord. Your sweet presence. What can I do to wait upon you, Lord?
Come on, God is doing something in this moment right now. Some of you need to take your finger like Pam just did. You need to point at yourself and you need to start saying, when are you going to, and fill in the blank. Come on, I dare you right now. Point your finger at yourself. It's not somebody else. It's not God. God's given you the green light. You just heard that. God's given you permission. Come on, it's time to point your finger and say, when are you going to stop this? When are you going to start doing this? When are you going to step out and do this? When are you going to start doing what God's been asking you to do over and over and over and over? I hear the Spirit of God saying this morning, I'm about to show you your next move, but I have to know you're going to take it. I'm about to show you your next move, but I have to trust that you're actually going to step and do the move. He's ready to show you, but you got to be willing to take the next step. You got to be willing to do it. As soon as you quit looking in the rearview mirror, you can see what's in front of you. If you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you're going to run into something. Come on, I'm telling you right now. I know this is a moment. Some of you, this is a very significant moment because today isn't just about getting up and moving. It's about making a choice to do something. It's about making a choice to do something. Quit turning your back on God. Turn back around and go forward and begin to find where He is all over again in that situation. He's waiting for us. He's waiting for us. Come on, I dare you to see a green light in the Spirit this morning. I dare you to see a green light in the Spirit. What is your green light for? I know what my green light's for. I know what my green light's for. I want to go. So God is making me go through some stuff that I didn't want to because I had the chance to go when the light was green. I'm telling you, get a picture of the green light in front of you and quit waiting. Quit waiting. Quit being idle. Quit being idle. Quit being in neutral. Throw the car of your life into drive and hit the gas pedal. It's a season to do something. It's a season to do something. let them do it. No, God said for you to do it. God said for you and I to do it. Some of you this afternoon, you need to leave here out of this atmosphere, and you need to go write down the things that God's telling you to do and then go do them. If you don't go write it down, you're going to forget or you're going to deny He said it in this moment. I'm not sure God said that to me. Go write it down. Put a reminder on your phone every day that it comes up and reminds you, go do this. This is in you. Cherish it's in you for this season. I'm telling you, God's about to do some stuff with you. And He's going to put other green lights around your life. You have the green light from Him, but He's about to put other green lights around your life so you can go. He's about to move the car in front of you. I'm telling you, it's a season to do what God has always said He's going to do through you.
It's on. When we leave here from this altar, nothing's in our hands. Nothing from the past is in our hands.
Come on, Pam.
Nothing. Nothing from our past is in our hands. We raise our hands to Him. It's like, God, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting upon you. Rosemary, people know who God is because of you. People know of God's glory and His goodness because of you. Through you, through your marriage, people know who God is. I want us all to be able to walk out of here. Amity, PK, preacher's kid, you're God's daughter. PK has that little negative connotation to it. You're God's daughter. Let's change that. You're a daughter of a king. You're a daughter of the Most High. That's who you are. What goes along with the preacher's kid is not what goes along with God's daughter. You're moving forward and you're following Him. That's who you are. You're God's daughter. Withholding nothing. Nothing in your hands. Nothing from the past. In Jesus' name.
Come on, just make a fist right now. Both hands. And then open it up. I want you to see letting go of whatever that thing is. Whatever it is. Sometimes we need to do a prophetic gesture. I'm telling you, go write down what God is saying to do. Quit talking about it.
Sorry.
That wasn't me. Quit talking about it. I've talked about writing a book since my dad passed away. God told me the